Hello, my name is James Douglas, and I'm delighted to be here to play some music for you today. I'm going to play some music by Bach and also share a few thoughts on my experience as a musician and my background. And I hope that it will be in some way interesting for you. I'm going to play some music that I would say needs no introduction, really. It's probably the best known piece of music ever written for the cello. So I wonder if you can guess what it is. If I were to talk about what Bach means to me, I think I would have to say it's this music has been a really important part of my musical education in the sense of learning about key fundamentals in music, in classical music. So learning about harmony, about chords and melody, learning how to shape phrases and things like that, and then in a more general sense, negotiating technical challenges on the instrument with a view to communicating clear music, tangible music. So, in other words, not letting specific technical cello challenges get in the way of communicating the music. I would say Bach has been a really important tool for learning about those things. If I were to give advice to someone who was considering music college and a future in music, I would say expose yourself to lots of different musical styles. Within classical music, whether it be sort of Baroque classical or romantic and contemporary, but also even beyond classical music with different genres, and try to listen to lots of things, listen to lots of different music, very different music, and also try to be around as many different kinds of musicians as you can, as much as that is possible. And for me, if I'm not, in terms of my other sort of musical interests and outlets, if I'm not playing classical cello, I'm very fortunate in that I get to take my cello into contexts like working with singers and songwriters, and bringing the cello into a non-classical kind of setting, which I find very enjoyable. And I've written string arrangements for pop artists and things like that, and that's been really fun. And I play bass guitar. That's another instrument of mine. So yeah, I do various different things on bass. A lot of stuff. I'm involved quite heavily with music at church and playing there, cello and bass. So yeah, there's kind of lots of different things going on, and I really value having many different outlets for musical creativity. So that's a bit about me. I hope that's been interesting, and I wish you all the best. If you're someone watching this that's looking to go into music maybe, or explore this amazing, wonderful world, I wish you all the best.
Hi everyone, it's Gina from Sheffield Music School. I've been leading the songwriting class for the past couple of terms, and I'm here to sing you a song, and it's something that I've been working on because our learning never stops. And this is Bittersweet by Leanne Lahallis. Please stop asking, do you still love me? Don't have much to say. Let's speak in the morning. Please don't do this. I'm too far away. I don't know what to tell you, babe. No more hanging around. No hanging around. No. Is my sun going down? No. Telling me something isn't right. No. Bittersweet summer rain. I'm born again. All my broken pieces, bittersweet summer rain. I'm born again. Oh, no more hanging around. Oh, no hanging around. Oh, is my sun going down now? Telling me something isn't right. Oh, I slept all Friday and you couldn't get through. If we're tomorrow, does that make it true? No, 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 not completely. We're picking this fight every day. This thing is going nowhere, baby. Bittersweet summer rain. I'm born again. All my broken pieces, bittersweet summer rain. I'm born again. Oh, no more hanging around. No. No hanging around, no. Is my sun going down? Telling me something isn't right. No, no. Bittersweet summer rain. I'm born again. Oh.
Hi, I'm Jacob George and I'm a violinist. My day job is actually as a town planner, which means that I work for local councils to help control what gets built in a town or city. So that's quite interesting. But playing music is one of my main hobbies and it's something that I've been doing all of my life. As a child, I took part in lots of musical activities, lots of youth orchestras around the local area, which for me was York. And I ended up in the National Youth Orchestra, and that was a real highlight of my childhood and my teenage years. So yeah, I think my favourite thing about music is just getting to play with other people and having a really great time doing that. That was definitely a highlight of my childhood, and it's something that I keep up now. So as well as my day job, in normal times, I at least would be playing in lots of sort of freelance ensembles, getting together with friends, amateur orchestras, and just playing as much as I can on the side. So I really encourage you all to, when you can, again, play with other people, make the most of that opportunity, because it's so much fun and it teaches you so much. And even though town planning doesn't seem anything like music, there are actually loads of skills like teamwork and leadership and work ethic that are transferable to any profession. So keep it up, whether you want to be a professional musician or not. I totally encourage you to keep it up because it's one of my favourite parts of my life. So today I'm going to share with you a video that I've made on a cappella, which allows you to basically play with different versions of yourself and create a piece of music by overlaying recordings of yourself playing different parts. So in the absence of being able to play with other people, I've been making these recordings just as a bit of fun during lockdown, and I've been sort of branching out from classical into arrangements of pop songs and all kinds of genres, which has been really, really fun. So this one is a song which I'm sure you'll know, and if you don't, then you need to listen to the original because it is absolutely epic. It's Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Hello, I'm David Gomez. I'm a musician originally from Panama. I'm a saxophone player, also multi-instrumentalist. I've been playing with Tonina for the last 2 years. I've been touring with her, and it's been a great experience. And your teacher asked me to do a little song for you all, so I gladly accepted. So this is a song called Blackbird. Here you go. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm going to play the third movement from Bach's third solo violin sonata in C major.
Hi everyone, my name is Janine Dyer. I'm a gospel singer. I sing gospel, I sing R&B, I sing soul. That's the kind of music and I love. My love for music comes from me growing up in a black Pentecostal church in London. It sounds cliche, but it really is a true story. I was brought up singing. My mum was a singer, had lots of good music always played in the house. I had amazing singers to look up to from my church and my local community that I heard week in, week out, day in and day out. Harmony, brilliant musicians that are still alive and working today and have made a big influence on the UK music industry and singers. I was just really fortunate and blessed to be able to be in that environment. So like I said, my mum was a singer. I remember hearing my aunties and my mum just not even seriously like performing, but just singing around the house. And I remember family parties, Caribbean parties with good music, soul, soca, rare groove, reggae, that kind of stuff, and also hearing the church hymns and country music. My mum loved country and western music, classical, soul, Luther Vandross, Tracy Chapman, Ella Fitzgerald, a lot of jazz. I grew up with all of that in the home, and I think that played a big part of my musical influence. Gospel music is what I sing and I'm most well known for, and it's my first love because of my faith as a Christian, and because I give my vocals and my voice back to God in praise. I believe He's gifted me with this voice. I wasn't professionally trained or anything, but He gave me this gift from a very young age, and I just see it as a blessing, and I love to sing His praises and tell of His goodness. And that's why, I'm mainly known as a gospel singer, but I've sung in the music industry, doing lots of different other things, mainly soul, house music, that kind of, because I've got quite a big, loud, kind of large sort of soul vocal, my voice lends well to that kind of music, so I guess that's why I always get called upon to do that sort of stuff. Worked as a backing vocalist for a few years in my younger age, and also in a very well-known gospel group with my brother-in-law called Raymond & Co. on the UK gospel and international gospel scene. So yeah, it's been great. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to sing today a song for you, a classic gospel song that's quite well known, I think, by people, whether you know gospel music or not. And it's by a phenomenal artist and songwriter called Richard Smallwood. He's well known in the gospel industry for his choral music with choirs. The choirs are like black gospel choirs, very large sound, really big, loud, but beautiful melodic sounds and harmony. And his style is a little bit influenced with classical as well, which is quite different for gospel music, which is more sort of like soul or funk, and it just gives a different flavour. So when you hear a Richard Smallwood song, you kind of know it straight away, because he's got just his unique style of his classical kind of background mixed in with the soul, R&B, and that really gospel kind of harmony that comes through in his music. So I think you would like this. If you've never heard it before, well, I hope you enjoy it. It's one of my favourite worship songs, and yes, it's called Total Praise. Enjoy. My nice Sula heals, knowing my help is coming from you. Your peace you give me in times of the storm. You are the source of my strength. Lord, you are the strength of my life. And I lift my hands in total praise to you. Lord, I will live. I lift mine eyes unto the hills, knowing, Lord, I know that my help it is coming from you. Your peace you give me in times of the storm. Yeah. You are the source of my strength. Lord, you are the strength of my life. Ooh, and I lift mine eyes in total praise to you, Lord. You are the source of my strength. Lord, you are the strength of my life. I lift my hands in total praise to hope you enjoyed.